But you know, single guy. Hey, enjoy yourself, man. Do you know what I mean? That's the bachelor pad right there. That's the man cave inside of your own house. Every room. You girls said you wanted to. Wow, you got your home room. It should be a whole man cave. That's his man cave. The whole room is his man cave. But what's you guys' thoughts to Dom and Mckinley? Was she doing too much coaching? Is he too negative? Is he a Dusty? Talk to me. What are we saying?
Dusty vibe.
Lulu, focus on your driving.
I'm not driving.
Oh, you ain't driving?
No, no, I said
Oh.
dusty vibes.
Mm,
Listen,
mm,
man,
All can be true.
Mac might be a
okay.
sandstorm blowing through. You
Oh Lord.
he might yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
no! Oh
I need
no! Come back a
I need
season two.
I need some tissue, man. My nose, sinuses, sinus pressure, something. Oh God. Well, you do got a
Um,
point, though, Joe. I mean, if he like it there, I mean, ain't too many reasons just to go up and go. Like, got a nice little spot. He got his little 9x9 room. He good. You know,
is this? Um,
he might be all right, but
what's
it's
it?
weird. Like, um, I look at Dominique. I actually find her attractive. I think she's very pretty. It's a toss up between her and Kirsten to me, just to me personally. I'm like, but every time she speaks, I'm like, oh, stop, just stop. Oh, I see why you only 26. I see why you are where you are. And it ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Like, you are a carbon copy of your mother, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's like, yo, Mac is right. She's been critical of him since the first day they met. Super critical. Even critical at stages where it's not even needed to be so. I mean, even was critical of his humor, which it's not for everybody. He's like a kind of dry humor guy. He did catch himself in a lie or two. That's his fault. If you ain't did nothing, don't be going around here saying you did. That's stupid. But yeah, like we just said earlier, none of these women like their husbands. Like when you said that, I was like, wow, none of them like their husbands. She don't like Mac. She's looking for excuses to criticize him more now. She was before they even got in the house. She was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to check this out and look for stuff and see how it look." I was like, "Oh boy, she about to find a whole." Especially when he said he was living with a friend, and then they decided to mention that the friend was a female. I said, "Okay, how this is gonna go?" Because that's the first time they mentioned that. We knew he was living with someone, living with a friend. First, it said like another family that he visited. This episode it said, "Oh yeah, it's his friend and it's a female." As soon as that happened, I went, "Uh oh, let's okay. I see how this is about to go. I see how this is gonna go." But surprisingly, it didn't go that way, or they decided not to show what she actually thought about him living with another female or whatever. I knew she was thinking it, but I guess they didn't show it or they didn't want to show it, and she said, "I don't know." But when she walked in the house, she's like, "Okay, the house is kind of nice." And then they walked downstairs, and she'd be, oh no, this ain't it. This ain't it." Yeah, the more she talked, yeah, she just needs to stop talking. She just no. She need to grow up some more. When she grows up a little more and get a little more perspective, she might be something to look at. But right now, she need to get away from her mama. Number one, just get away from her. Find her own self. Find her own life, and grow up. Matt need to get himself together because he got a dust storm falling behind him, and and yeah, he's just trying to escape his mama, which is crazy. He's trying to escape his mama, but it just ain't gonna work. You know, it just ain't gonna work. We already see what's probably gonna happen next week. She ain't gonna stay with him. She out. I'm out. I ain't staying with this fool. Nah, it's too much. Said I'm out. It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna laugh.
Only go for it.
I don't know how we've taken like Mark and Steve from 2 seasons ago, mixed it together, and now we have Matt. That's pretty much what just happened here. And I look at Dominique, and she ain't Lindsay, so I feel for her. But I think I think we talked about this like a while back on a men's panel about being ready for a relationship, being ready for marriage, and like for Matt, he's just not there. Like you we get more to his back history. He's been moving around from Michigan to California. Now he's living with somebody in Nashville. These isn't the characteristics I'm looking for someone who's ready to settle down. And Dominique doesn't have the person that's going to make that person change. Like I'm going to change for you. I forget what song that is, but I don't see a man willing to change their entire life or entire existence for this person. And if that's the end, to me, for this to work, that's what this has to be, and that's not where it's at. Mac is making excuse after excuse after excuse, and it's going on for a week. It's just the maturity what you want from someone when it comes to getting married isn't there. And I'm just like, if you want to collect the 50,000, just like Mark did, hey, be my guest. But I don't need you here for the next how many episodes to see this, see this roller coaster go down. Security is what Dominique is looking for. You're not gonna get it from this guy. So again, I don't even think about coaching. To me, it's more nagging. It's you want things to be the way that you want to be, the way you want it to be, and you're not going to compromise. If it's not there, you're just going to just continue to bring it up. And it started on it was present on the honeymoon. It's going to be present now. We're going to see into next week, which is fine. I don't see I'm not even a builder. I don't see her growing with a man. And I think one is her age is number one to place the factor it. Two is life experience. Three, her life experience, but what she wants out of life, she wants to be in Nashville. And I remember her mother saying like, hey, are you interested in moving and let's say moving to Michigan now that they're married? She kind of shot that down right then and there. And I'm seeing a lot of those things coming out again this past week. Like, hey, her entire life's in Nashville, like or nuclear family. She's not going to move that for a man who can't give her everything that she wants, or when it comes to providing stability, etc., which is fine. What's this coaching thing? I don't see coaching. I don't see nurturing. I don't see molding. I don't see none of that. I just see like a little girl just trying to play in the big leagues, and she doesn't know what she wants or how to do it. And compare her situation to someone like Lindsay from a couple years ago. Lindsay, yes, you can do a lot of things to mold a guy or mold a guy or motivate per se. But again, if the guy's not where he needs to be in his own life before getting into a relationship, is doom or dust. Either you're gonna sit around and watch a train wreck happen, or you're gonna walk away.
Straight out the dome. Okay. Why are you on it? Straight off the dome. Who's going next, guys? I went for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I definitely agree there, Oni. I get naggy vibes from her, and that's where I think she calls herself the old soul, because she nags like she's much older than she actually is. I think Mac is a problem because he's not where he needs to be, I don't think, for this type of marriage or type of relationship. Doesn't matter who he's paired with. I don't get the impression he's ready. Because there has to be an element of stability. I want to say with men more so, because we're looked at for what we have and what we can provide, right? And I don't think he shows enough of that. I don't think he's that developed yet. In a way, that might benefit them because she's young. So She may not be looking for the same things that someone older might prioritize. But yeah, I think another reason why she could be an old soul, in her opinion, is because she probably does take after her mum quite a lot. You know, she probably, like the apple probably doesn't fall too far from the tree. So a lot of the stuff that her mum's poured into her, she probably goes out and does with her younger self, right? Which is why she's probably, you know, getting the adulation and the push, the go ahead from the mum to be dating a WM, right? And I don't think it's gonna work because, as we've seen, like I saw the clips too, but I just don't think someone who's as critical of someone who they've just met for 7 days or so, I don't think that bodes well going forward, because you're already starting off on a vibe where you just feel like at ease with critiquing the person. And like I said, I'm not saying that Mac is perfect by any stretch of the imagination. He does need to pull his socks up, but nagging someone might have the adverse effect. You might just let the person double down. They might just say, you know what, you're nagging me, you're trying to control me, you're not saying anything constructive, you're just trying to tear me down, so I'm going to be set in my ways. Like, off you go. And yeah, that's not what they're there for. So I don't see her changing her ways, because, you know, like, that's who she is, and he is who he is. Will they acquiesce? I doubt it, because at this early stage, if you don't like me now, then you can go, because we're not invested. We haven't been intimate. We haven't even done anything to really bind us together other than go on the honeymoon together and, you know, share the room. So I think they can make a clean break and call it a day, because I don't see it going far with these two at all.
Yeah, all you gentlemen were right, but I just feel like she doesn't give this man a break, right? She keeps bringing up the same thing. She just restating the issue that she has, but then won't let him get a word in edgewise. When they were sitting there on the bed and he's trying to explain and say, well, I'm sorry, you know, that's just my Midwest, you know, type of ways when I'm with my boys or when I'm with my friends. I'm not your friend. That's not what he meant. and the fact that you're taking offense to it, and that fact that you want to snap at him that quickly, that says something. That's, you don't like this man, and you're getting more and more aggravated or irritated by every little thing he does. So then you get to the house, and I actually don't disagree with the things that she was saying, because she wanted to see that, okay, if you're putting down roots, that means that you want to stay here. She was asking, so what are your plans? You know, and so I had to go back and I asked somebody earlier in the chat, like, how long has he been in Nashville? And I guess it's been 4 or 5 months. So, and I know when I moved here to Atlanta, I stayed with a friend for 2 months, got an apartment, got a job, and I was off, but I was constantly making moves and looking at the area. Like 2 months, I was in my place. So for her looking at it, and I'm like, well, has it been a year? Like, why are you just keep harping on this man? And honestly, if you keep, nagging, it doesn't sound like you're motivating him. It sounds like you're nagging him, and and he's going to be less likely to listen. I think that's what JR said. He's going to be less likely to pull his socks up. And the nagging, and I get it. He's in his friend's parents' basement. He's 34. She's like, okay, what's next? What am I, I thought I wanted somebody a little bit more established, that wanted, more for himself. So she was hoping to see an apartment, but she knew that. I just don't think that she knew the extent of what she was seeing. And so it started to give her some concern. I don't disagree with what she was saying, but I feel like all he said, it's just making him feel bad, and it's not. She's not helping the situation because she's just extremely turned off. I do want to ask though, if has everybody seen the after party? Because the ladies were saying how surprised they were that I guess Mac and her like snuck off and they were very lovey-dovey at the last day. And I was like, I don't get lovey-dovey from her to Mac at all. Like I know Mac wants to hit that, but she does not. She is not lovey-dovey towards Mac. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, I think she wants to see, somebody that's a little bit more established. But if you're constantly criticizing him, that's not gonna go over well either. That's it.
Official.
Okay. So this is another instance of you might be right, but your methods are wrong. And I think that there's some things that Dominique is very right about in terms of stability, his readiness. He does not seem ready. He seems like a little kid. He's got Peter Pan syndrome, right? He's in his mid to late 30s, this guy, and he has failed to launch. So I really think she is right, but her methods are wrong. And she wasted all of her goodwill and currency on nagging him to death about them not wanting to do the same excursions while they were on the honeymoon. And I'm so glad he had the chutzpah to be able to tell her, no, I actually think that you've just done nothing but nag and not give me credit for the things that I did do for you, because those are things that you enjoy. It's like, where in the world do you wake up and you expect somebody's interest to be aligned with yours? And I knew it, and I know I got flack, and I was corrected. Black men do hunt. Black people hunt, right? So I've joined the alliance, the coalition. I'm corrected, and I understand. However, when you walk and you understand and you expect somebody to do the same things that you do, you're starting on the wrong foot. That's what makes two people different. If you want somebody that's just like you, be by yourself. Enjoy your singledom. Don't come to a marriage and expect, we have to enjoy the same things that we. No, you don't. That's what makes two different people coming together great. Because guess what? He has a willingness to learn and want to do the things that you do. Yes, we talked about it. Complaining sometimes is annoying. But at the end of the day, his attempts were to try to do things and be open to do things that you wanted to do. And that's it. Like, lady, pick your battles. You can't be fussing and tussling about everything. Like, save that energy for him living in his mama basement, and his mama's friends, cousins, sisters, aunts, third cousin twice removed basement is where he really is. So save the energy for that, because that's, you can't just go off tilt off of everything. People are going to annoy you. And guess what, Dom? Look in the mirror. You annoy me as well. When just hearing her talk and complain, like, why do I always have to motivate? You're annoying me. That actually annoys me. You're not a good coach, because a good coach is a motivator. A good coach, makes you work, but also motivates you and gives you positive reinforcement. You just nag, whine, complain, and get on your mama to FaceTime. So you're not ready either. There's things you have to work on too, and I just get sick and tired of people, who come into relationships. And this is an example of it, where you feel like you're evolved and you're ready. No, how about you've made mistakes? You talked about what's happened in your past, that you've made wrong choices. How did you learn from that? And what are you doing differently? You steady pointing the finger at him. Look at yourself, right? And again, he ain't stable. He's definitely not ready. I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything about what his career aspirations are, what his plan is, just about some failed cannabis business that he left in Michigan to come to Tennessee. That to me doesn't sound like somebody that's ready to be anybody's husband. So Yeah, the nagging, the complaining, and then thinking that you're who you're not. And I'm glad she got somebody that was like, no, let me set you straight right here. Now, will she receive the information? Will she hear it and self-reflect like, oh, maybe I'm not as good and positive and as much of a coach as I think I am? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be the feedback that she takes. They're not going to make it. I know that. I can see that from a mile away. But will she self-reflect and see, hey, listen, maybe I came on too strong. Maybe I nagged. Maybe I was a little too problematic, right? We had that wonderful discussion with Andrea. Anybody that caught that on Tuesday's live? Beautiful. Self-reflect. Realize what you can learn, what you can do better. And I'm done.
And I'm done. Dr. Mike. Nah, man, I definitely hear you guys' points. I mean, I think both of them can use some work. I think he needs to stop mentioning that I'm doing this for you. I think she's got it now. I think she gets it. You know what I mean? So I don't think he needs to keep mentioning it unless she's bringing it up. You know, you said it once, continue. You know what I mean? Work away in silence. You know, don't keep making that noise about, oh, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. You know what I mean? Like da 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 da. So yeah, definitely that's his issue. He needs to stop that. The thing is, she doesn't like him. So and here's the thing, she already chopped down his humor, and to be honest, it was already going to be long, because once somebody doesn't like your humor, that is a big part of you. Once that goes, it's very hard to recover from any kind of relationship, because it's like, I can't really be me. That's how they're going to feel. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was a difficult part. That was the path they were going down. And then obviously the home situation. Yeah, brother, I can't lie to you. I agreed with her when she said you're not ready to have a lease, but you're ready to be married. I said, yeah. He couldn't even say nothing. I said, yeah, she got you there, bro. How you ready to be married but not ready to have a lease, bro? You know what I mean? Like, you're looking to get a bride and run back to where you came from? No, sir. Come on. You gotta have a stable premises. And one that's not with someone else. Do you know what I mean? So if you're saying you're ready to marry, you can be ready to sign that lease. You know what I mean? So it's giving you're about to run back to your hometown. That's what it was given. And I can't lie to you. It did feel like that. And remember also, the mum had obviously put ideas in Dom's head already, because she said, are you sure he wants to stay here? Are you sure he wants to be here? You know, like, we heard he wants to go back, blah, 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 blah. They put all those ideas in their head when they had that meeting about 2 episodes ago when the parents met her. So she already had that idea in her head. Do you know what I'm saying? She already had the idea in her head that potentially you're not going to be staying here. You're going to go. So there's a bit of fear already induced by the mother saying what she said, and now she can't look at it through objective eyes from his situation, which I get. I'm not mad at it. And then she just needs to be, stop nagging and stop heavily critiquing everything that he's doing. If he's trying his best, encourage once in a while. It's not always critique, sometimes encourage as well. And hopefully that person can thrive. But personally, I think these two are not matched together. They're not matched. I don't think they're matched at all, to be honest. Generally, I'm not think they're matched. But yeah, I think they will end up probably breaking up very, very soon. And I'm not sure who will actually do it as a stage. Not sure who would actually do it yet. Who would take that first leap and say, this ain't working. Probably Dom, but hey ho. But yeah, that's what I've got to say on that. We are reaching our 3-hour limit. So where's Master Sean? I think he might be grabbing something quickly.
I've been nice lately. He's changed.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sean said he coming right back, and I didn't get my opinion yet.
Okay, sorry, go for it. My bad.
It's okay. All right. So I hear everybody's opinion about Dominique, but Dominique look like she is a spoiled girl. And what do spoiled girl likes? She likes a man with stability, like she said. And nothing screams stability about this man living in somebody's basement. I'm sorry, in somebody's house. And it's giving, you can't do nothing for me. How are you? Okay, see, she said some weird stuff in the last couple episodes, but one thing that she made sense of when she was like, so you couldn't commit to an apartment, but you want to commit to a marriage. Now, that was gospel, in my opinion, because I understand that you weren't sure that you were going to get picked or you weren't going to be chosen. You're going to tell, okay, we found a wife for you for this show. However, you are not ready to, like, let's say the show didn't have the apartment component, right? You were going to have this girl move into this little bunk bed in these people's house? Like, make it make sense, sir. Let's say, like, the show was literally, hey, we find you a match, get married, and then y'all live your best lives, and we don't follow up with y'all. Like, you have no follow-up. You were waiting to have a conversation with a stranger on what you finna stay? You literally says, that was up for me and my soon-to-be wife to have the conversation where we're gonna be next. No, sweetie. You should have your own spot. And if we want to talk, if we would discuss buying a house, and that's a different story. But you didn't have like your own spot. Like, even the whole room just seems like there's nothing of him in there. So not only, okay, if I just got in there maybe like a month, I might not have stuff in there. But you've been there what, like 5 months? That's enough time to start decorating, put a little touch here and there, have enough clothes. I ain't seen enough clothes. I know some men are minimalistic, but that boy looked like he buys nothing new. He got nothing in that crib. There's barely clothes in there. Like, we know we saw with ARRIS with his stacks and stacks of shoes, but we barely see stacks of shoes for him too. I know her mom gonna be furious when she finds out this man lives in a box and trying to marry her off to a man that lives in a box. Because based on how the mom acts and being previously in a relationship with a white man, they may not be together now, but they probably were used to a certain lifestyle. So the fact that we see in the previews next that she don't even want to sleep there, she's turned off. She's turned off. Let me tell y'all, I remember I met this man at a gas station once, and he invited me to his house. I went to the house. It was the same thing as Mac. I turned around so quickly. I was so disgusted. I said, you blocked. Immediately blocked. We don't need to talk no more. Because you can't do nothing for me living in that box. And no woman should ever accept that. I don't care how young y'all feel like she is deserving of somebody that lives better than that. Hey, I'd even take an Airbnb, like ARRIS house, versus that. Honestly. I don't see it working out. Baby girl deserves better. All women deserve better than what we just saw. Now, granted, he may have a little money, but for you to be a snowbird just moving around from state to state, you're not stable. You don't have a plan. I think I saw somebody in the comments says this is Steve 2.0. And I cannot see it. This is Steve 2.0 from a couple seasons back. So this will be fun to see how it goes next with her not wanting to stay in the house. I mean, in the new apartment with him. So poor Mckinley. Literally.
It's the box for me. She said, I can't be living in this bird box. She gonna see at this point. She gonna see. She gonna see. I understand. I ain't even mad at it. I ain't even mad at it. I ain't even mad at it. All right, listen, we're at the 3 hour mark, guys. I think Sean will be coming back, so I might have to close it for him. But listen, it's been a good conversation. You know, I've made many pointers to put down so that people watch it and they can enjoy as well. So, yeah, no, it was good conversation. And you guys came in with some different points. We had some wild ones too. And actually, you know, we'll have to wait and see. You know, it may come to pass. You know what I mean? It may come to pass. But yeah, no, it's been really, really good. Kind of chopping up about Married at First Sight. We had over 500 people come into the chat today to watch as well. So we really appreciate you guys as well. Just want to say as well, guys, we're back here on Saturday night. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Tomorrow's Friday. So I might do another live because you know, the interview for Thingy dropped for Raven from Love Is Blind dropped, and yeah, she was dropping the bars. You know, he's a wild one. Okay, that's all I can say. He's a wild gallivanting antelope out there in them streets. So we might do a little live review. Have you guys on board as well if my internet will actually, you know, hold and actually not mess around. We can do it. But yeah, man, very, very good interview that she did. So it could be a really good show to do. But Saturday night we'll definitely be here talking to you guys about Ready to Love, back with a bang. And then Sunday night we have the men's panel once more again. Okay, Sunday night we're back again. KRISTEN and SHAQ didn't do nothing on this episode, nothing at all. She cussed his bar lead again, and I'm tired about talking about his bar lead. So they ain't even getting airtime today because they ain't do nothing. Okay, they ain't talk about nothing. They ain't do nothing. Sean, give us the roundabout, please. You know, the benedictions.
Yes, sir. So, first couple, you know, GINA and CLINT, don't, you know, listen, don't back anybody into an apology. Don't bully somebody into an apology, right? You know, sometimes people just have a right to state their opinion and say what they feel, you know, and look, if you can't dish it, you know, then don't, if you can't take it, don't dish it, you know? So if you don't want to hear the truth about you and, you know, you can't, you know, hear your people's opinion about yourself, don't tell people about themselves, right? So just be prepared for that the pendulum to swing right back in your direction, right? And if you can't take it, then just sit in silence, because that's the worst person, is somebody who can dole out feedback but cannot receive it. Next up is and just lastly, please, you know, I'm so glad we have so many reasonable ladies out here. The sisterhood contention, please don't get together. The sisterhood consortium needs to be disbanded, like NATO. Disband it, abolish it, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody working together. Everybody has their own self-interest. So let people handle their own individual issues in their relationships. I think that's a word of advice for us all, right? We see a couple feuding, fighting, disagreeing. We don't need to pile in. We don't need to insert ourselves into it and topple and pile on. Sit in silence. Yeah, sit in silence sometimes. Don't add into a couple's, don't get involved in domestic issues. Next, we talk about ARRIS and JASMINE. Listen, if you want marriage, you want a relationship, it's just like being a believer. We got to die to ourselves. And that is the ultimate guide into going into a marriage. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to give of yourself. And if you're not ready to do that, singledom is a place. And there's nothing wrong with that place. It's not a condemnation. It's not a sad place to be. If you want to do what you want to do all the time, then the single life is probably the best life. And there's tons of options and tons of things that you can do and enjoy that. But don't inflict your trauma. Don't bring your pain to someone else to fix, heal, and deal with. Next, when it comes to Chris and Nicole, men, please, we just ask for you emotional intelligence, emotional stability. Please handle your emotions. It's okay to have emotions. We know we all have them. We need to express them, but learn how to handle your emotions. Learn how to channel them, right? When faced with a crisis, it's okay to be upset or saddened by the outcomes, but don't lose yourself. Don't lose composure. It doesn't bode well for us, brothers. You know, it really doesn't. And if you're really feeling that bad, in most instances, your safe place is not in the bosom of your woman. It is someplace else. Go to your prayer closet. That's what we would recommend. Just, you know, I hate to say it, but there's double standards and your woman is likely to view you as weak. So yes, please keep your emotions contained and have solutions. Focus on solutions. Okay. And in early situations, we don't need to talk about love, not love. Let's get to know each other. You know, don't start gauging love. It's too soon, too early. Don't put the cart before the horse, as my grandpa used to say. Last but not least, Dom and Mckinley, coaches are a lot of things, but Dom, you are not a coach. We're sorry. We appreciate you. We know you're dealing with a lot. We know Matt comes with some challenges. We get it. We see it. We feel for you. But sis, you're not a coach. I'm sorry. You're not a coach. You are nagging. You're nagging and dragging and killing us all. So please take the log out of your eye before you're trying to pick the splint out of Max. You know, and look at the things that you can grow and do better. And Mac, please be stable, bro. Don't come into a marriage. Don't come into a marriage, brothers. This is for all of us. You have to have a plan. You have to have a vision, and you have to have stability. Fly by night, you know, winging it don't work in the marriage. Doesn't work for stability. Does not make your woman comfortable and secure. So please be ready. Be ye also ready. Christ tells us that. Back to you, Coach.
Hey man, listen, another good conversation, another good live. Make sure you guys leave here by liking the live as well, sharing it, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. You guys were excellent in the chat. I saw so many people commenting and having conversations. You guys enjoyed yourself, and I appreciate that. And as always, I just want to just say this, like you know how it goes when we get to the end. But listen, some people are out here putting on panels for you guys, and other people are doing.
There's a difference between me and you. Because while you were sitting around, waiting, doing niche, I was out making moves.
That's what we're doing on these panels, and I'm going to leave you with this last night.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Hey, and in that note, guys, make sure you have a nice night. Enjoy yourselves. Be easy. We'll see you again on Saturday nights. You know what time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is. Time it is.